In a world where our every move online can be tracked and our every digital communication secretly monitored, how does a jet just disappear? There's still no answer to the question everyone is asking tonight, but there is a lot of conflicting information. The search effort now covers a total area of 16,000 square kilometers over land and water. There was some new information from the Malaysian military today, which served to refocus the search. But it also sparked anger and even suspicion. And in the end, officials still had nothing to tell the families of the 239 people on board who have now been waiting 4 days for something. Neil McDonald has the latest on the investigation.
There is still no sign of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370. But
why did the transponders go off?
Why countries are now fanning out.
The chatter about Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 is nonstop. But really, there are few hard facts. Everything else is just conjecture.
Remain very much a mystery.
This is certain. The jet had about 8 hours worth of fuel when it disappeared from radar nearly 5 days ago. Since it has not landed safely, it has crashed. However carefully officials might be wording their statements.
I'm hoping against hope.
As one of the psychologists counseling the families put it,
right now, even the bad news may be easier to take for many people than this continuous uncertainty.
There was news today, but it was strange and inconclusive. It was already known the plane turned over the Gulf of Thailand just before its crew stopped communicating. Today, Malaysia's military said it effectively made a U-turn, then flew on incommunicado. The military isn't saying how it tracked the flight or why it didn't divulge the information instead of letting searchers look in the wrong area for days. The plane's transponder and tracking systems were also shut off. Why that happened is a most serious question.
You have to have a very deliberative process to turn the transponder off. And if someone did that in the cockpit, they were doing it to disguise the route of the plane.
Why the crew turned the jet around in the first place and then stopped communicating is also unknown.
We are looking into 4 areas. 1 is hijacking, 2, sabotage, 3, psychological problem of the passengers and crew, and 4, personal problem among the passengers and crew.
Intelligence agencies are looking for malfeasance too, said the CIA's director.
Our Malaysian counterparts are doing everything they can to try to put together the pieces here, but clearly this is still a mystery, which is very disturbing.
Brennan said he isn't ruling out terrorism. Interpol, though, is.
The more information we get, the more we're inclined to conclude that it was not a terrorist incident.
Police have also identified the 2 Iranians who boarded the flight with stolen passports, but seem to have concluded the men were just looking for a better life.
We believe that he is trying to migrate to Germany.
Today, searchers shifted to the other side of the Malaysian peninsula. Trouble is, no one seems to know for sure how far the jet kept flying. Or perhaps someone does know, and like the Malaysian military, is sitting on it. Neil McDonald, CBC News, Washington.